She imagines something and she just talks about it, and that is what she believes it to be real. Okay, she never ever thinks that it is false. So she didn't want to tell about this meeting of Danny Cassie to Jancy. When she was near the waterway, she was able to understand that she is in her own imagination. Many a time she has got into imagination and she was not able to come out of that only. Incongruity means inappropriate. Okay. Hello everyone, I am Dr. Shalini, your English teacher at Prep School. I welcome all the young minds of Class 12 CBSE for this session. Today we are here to discuss about one of the prose parts, that is going places. This is a wonderful story. It all revolves around the imagination of a teenage girl. So let us understand what is there in today's session. What are we going to understand here? Today we are going to learn little about the author, then we'll be understanding the summary of the story and also the new words and phrases that are used in this story. Okay, let us understand about the author first. Okay, let us start with the author, that is A.R. Batten is actually a modern English writer. Okay, so he used to write modern stories here. Okay, so he actually lives in Zurich now. Okay, so he has written a lot of literary pieces, that is articles or maybe featuring all these. Okay, so it depicts the contemporary problems and issues, means whatever they are facing now, that is actually depicted in his writings. Okay, so in the present story, Going Places, Batten emphasizes that fantasy and imagination are nothing but only illusions and are actually false mirages. Okay, so these are the things that he is going to present before you in this story. That is the basic theme of this story. Okay, so here the story revolves around the illusion two teenage girls have. Okay, that is what the poet is having the theme over here. Okay, so let us begin with the summary of the story here. So to begin with the story, I just told you the theme of the story. It is actually between Sophie and her family and her friends. Okay, these are the characters that are there in the story. Okay, Sophie is actually a teenage girl and her friend is also there, that is Jancy. Sophie is actually a daydreamer. Okay, she is in her own world. She fantasizes things. Okay, she imagines something and she just talks about it, and that is what she believes it to be real. Okay, she never ever thinks that it is false. It is all illusion. Nothing like that. Okay, she keeps imagining. You cannot say that she is lying also, but she is a daydreamer. She keeps on dreaming. Okay, say that she is a daydreamer. The poet talks about many instances wherein she dreams every day. Okay, so the story begins with a conversation between Sophie and her friend Jancy. Okay, so these are two teenage girls. Okay, so they both are actually workers at a biscuit factory. Okay, so Jancy is little practical, whereas Sophie is a daydreamer. She imagines things and she goes on weaving stories. Okay, so that story she actually believes it to be real. She feels that she is experiencing it. She has experienced it and she tells it to her family and friends also. Okay, so in that way Jancy actually questions her, like, have you done this, have you done that? Like many of them, they don't believe what Sophie says. Okay, that is because they know that she is a daydreamer. Okay, at times they believe, but sometimes they don't believe at all. Okay, so this is what is going on from the beginning. Okay, in the initial part of the story. Who are there in Sophie's family? So it actually consisted of her mother, father and her brother. Okay, so she has two brothers. Her father is there, her mother is there. Father is also working and he is a drunkard. Okay, so he has taken into alcohol. Okay, so that is the family that is there. Okay, so Geoff is one of her brothers there. Okay, he was repairing his bike. So that time Sophie actually goes to her own imagination. Okay, she likes a football player. Okay, she is dreaming about him. She has everybody, all these characters in her dreams also, in her imagination also, whatever she is being illusionized. So there she has all these characters, like she has Jeff, she has that football player, she has her mother, she has her father. So everybody is there in her imagination. Okay, but she believes that to be true, whereas the others, when she tells about that, others do not believe that. Okay, so she includes this Jeff also in her own imagination. Okay, so Sophie says that she met Danny Casey. So I was talking about the football player, that is Danny Cassie is the football player. So she says that she had gone to one of the boutique places, that is Roy's boutique she had been to, and that place she has actually met Danny Casey. So here about Danny Casey, she is talking to Jeff. Okay, Jeff is repairing the motorbike, and that time she is talking about Danny Casey to Jeff. So exactly at that time her father enters the room, okay, and they three start the they continue the conversation. Okay, so initially she tells that she met Cassie and she is very happy about it, and that too, as I told you, it's in Roy's boutique. Okay, so she meets him there, and her brother actually believes, because there were chances of her meeting football player because he used to come to that Roy's boutique. Okay, so it is like that. And also she tells that there was no pen, so he was not able to give the autograph to her. Okay, so that also Jeff believes. So before her father could come, that conversation had happened between Jeff and Sophie. Okay, so after the father comes, he doesn't believe her. So he asks, what is it? Are you telling the truth? He asks her. So that time, initially her brother also doesn't believe her words, but later he believes. Okay, so next it is the turn of her father to believe it or not. So this time, since she has already included Jeff also in her story, okay, so initially when he doesn't believe, she makes him believe. Afterwards, she takes the help of Jeff also in order to make her father believe about it. Okay, so he is irritated, he just leaves the place. Father is taken aback about what she is telling. He just leaves the place. It is not specified whether he believes it or not. Okay, so there is another instance here. So Sophie and her brothers, Derek and Jeff. Okay, so Derek is another brother there, and Jeff also. Okay, so they go to watch a football match. Okay, all of them, they go together in order to watch a football match, wherein this Cassie is also a player. Okay, so he is also one of the players in this football match. Okay, that time she actually goes on imagining there also she has an imagination. Okay, so here I'm not talking about all the imagination that she is doing. Okay, I want you to go through the lesson so that you will understand what and all are the imaginations that are done by Sophie. Okay, so here I'm just giving you as a guide in order to understand the story. Okay, because if you read, you'll not be able to differentiate whether it is an imagination or a reality. Okay, so in that case, this video will help you. Okay, so here again they go to watch the football match. There also there is an imagination. So later they come back from football match to home. Then Jancy asks Sophie what was she talking about to everyone. Okay, so she didn't want to tell about this meeting of Danny Cassie to Jancy. Okay, because Jancy is little practical. She doesn't believe is what Sophie knows, and she didn't want to tell about that to her, because Jancy had a habit of sharing all these secrets, whatever Sophie tells, to everybody. Okay, so since she had that habit, this Sophie was not ready to share that secret of her meeting Danny Casey to Jancy. Okay, so she was not ready to share it. She was actually worried about Jancy sharing all this with everybody. She would go and tell everybody. So that time everybody would be concentrating on Sophie only, that how could she meet this Danny Casey and all. So they would be talking about her only. She would become the talk of the town. So that's the reason she didn't want to share that secret with Jancy. Okay, so after it was dark, Sophie actually goes near the waterway and actually waits for Cassie. So what happens here? What is the imagination Sophie had? So what she does, she imagines that she had met this Cassie near that Roy's boutique, and he has told her to come near the waterway. Okay, that is when it was dark. Okay, that is what happens in imagination. Okay, and she believes it to be real and goes there and stays near the waterway. Okay, so here Sophie goes there and stays near the waterway, and she'll be waiting for that football player, that is Cassie, to come and meet her. Okay, so since he was not able to give autograph the other day, so today she thinks he would come and give it, and she was waiting over there. Okay, so she waits there, though it was dark and it is a long time she waits and he doesn't come. So finally Sophie understands that she is living in her own imagination. She had to digest that this was a mere imagination, but it was not real, that Cassie told that he would be coming there. Okay, so she finally understands that she is in her own imagination. She has illusions and all. She believes that. Then finally she comes back. Okay, she would be coming back there, and she sees her dad's bicycle in front of one of the pubs. As I told you, he used to drink. Okay, so Sophie's father used to drink. She sees her father's bike over there near the pub. He went to drink there. At the same time, she's very scared that she saw the bicycle there and she may meet her father there. But at the same time, she was very happy that when she gets back home, she need not have to listen to her father's scoldings. Okay, so that is why she is very happy over there. Okay, so it's a mixed feeling for Sophie. Okay, so then she was just passing by Roy's boutique and again she gets into an imagination over there. Okay, so as she was passing by, she saw the bicycle of her dad's there near the pub. She was walking back home and that time she had to pass that Roy's boutique. Okay, so when she passes there, she again gets that imagination. Whereas here, when she was near the waterway, she was able to understand that she is in her own imagination. Okay, she feels that no, I should not daydream hereafter. I should not imagine things. But again, when she passes that place, she gets into an imagination. Okay, though she feels that it is actually a mirage, nothing is going to work out there. She doesn't come out of that she doesn't come out of that habit of imagination. Okay, so that is what the author talks about in this lesson. Okay, many a time she has got into imagination and she was not able to come out of that only. And the sad part is, whatever she imagines, she tries to make others believe about that also. Okay, so that is the sad part of it. People, whoever think that she is telling lies, they cannot understand what her problem is. Okay, so let us move on to the new words that are used in this story. Okay, initially it is incongruity. Incongruity means inappropriate. Okay, some situations wherein Sophie imagines or she creates is actually incongruity with the fact. Okay, it is inappropriate when it is compared to the factual thing that is going on. Okay, so next we have cluttered. Cluttered means unnecessary things. The things are kept very untidy, in a very untidy way. Okay, so that is called as cluttered. It also means litter. Okay, you just drop in unnecessary things here and there. So that is nothing but clutter. Okay, you have come across this clutter maybe in your phone. Okay, clear the clutter, something like that. Google Photos, usually it talks about clutter. Okay, so cluttering means unnecessary things kept in unnecessary places. Okay, so that is cluttering. Then we have outlying. It is actually a distant place. Okay, so she keeps imagining things and she talks about some an outlying place, that is a place which is very far off. Okay, so then we have cape, something that is wrapped, or a stole. Stole means that veil what you wear for salwars, right? So that is actually stole. Okay, that is a veil kind of thing, something you used to wrap. Okay, so that is cape. Then we have chastened, humble. Chastened means very humble in nature. Okay, who is very obedient, listens to parents and all, very studious. So all these. Okay, so all these means a chastened. Okay, then we have disdain, disrespect. Somebody not showing respect to somebody else. So that is disdain. That is disrespectful, being disrespectful. Then we have gawky, graceless, who doesn't have grace at all. Okay, so they start acting like tomboys and all, right? So that is called as gawky. Okay, no grace at all, absolutely. Okay, then we have wharf. Wharf is nothing but a platform for ships to access, something like a deck. Okay, that means ship or boat will be parked there and you have some place to walk, right? To reach from the beach, you have some place to walk till the ship. So that is called as a wharf. Okay, then we have pangs. It is sharp pain. Okay, pang means to have sharp pain there. Then we have last approbation, that is acceptance. Okay, acceptance to agree something, to accept something. Okay, so that is called as approbation. Okay, so these are the new words that are used in this lesson. Okay, so read this. What I would suggest you is to read this wonderful story about imagination, how a teenage girl gets into her own imagination and how she makes others also, how she tries to make others also believe in what she is telling. Okay, so this is what is there in this story. Okay, so I want you to read in between lines. It's actually a very direct story written in very simple language. Okay, so these are few new words that you might come across. So watch the video and then go back and read the story so that you will understand the story very well. Okay, so yes, come prepared for your class. If at all you have any doubts, please mark it with a pencil and please come prepared for the class with a pencil and the book. I'll be clarifying your doubts then and there only. Okay, hoping to see you. Come prepared to the class. Let us meet again in another more interesting topic of your vistas. Okay. So see you soon, children. Keep learning. Let us meet again very shortly. Take care. Bye-bye.